Hello everyone that's been joining us for these encouragements that we've been able to produce over 2020. Basically, that's been a crazy year and shows no end, to be honest, of being crazy. And I just really wanted to share with you this morning a couple of things that have really stood out for me in my Bible readings. And I just really want to encourage people because they've been really encouraging to me. And the first one comes from the book of Chronicles, chapter 20. And there's this guy, Jehoshaphat. So this is my first time reading through Chronicles, actually. So some of you probably know this verse very well, but it just really struck out at me. The king is faced with a great multitude, it says. You've got the Moabites, the Ammonites, and the Mennonites. And he basically goes to God and he prays this long prayer to God, pleading for God's mercy. But he ends the prayer with this phrase that we do not know what to do, but our eyes are on you. And it really struck out at me, actually, when I was reading that, because that raw acknowledgement that actually they don't know what to do. They haven't got a clue. But the important thing is that their eyes were on the Lord. And I underlined it. And a couple of days ago, Corinthians, reading through this again, and Paul says that he is in verse 8 of chapter 4 of the second book of Corinthians. He says that we are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed. He's facing a lot, right? But this word, perplexed, just jumped off the page at me. That you've got the Apostle Paul acknowledging that he's perplexed. And that word, I don't do Greek, but I can look up what words meant. And that word perplexed means to be at a loss mentally, to be at a complete loss, to doubt, to have no way out, to not know which way to turn. And those expressions don't strike me as the sort of thing that I associate, to be frank, with mature Christians. And wrongly, I've imposed that on myself, that you can't be those things because you need to have faith, right? And if you've got faith, then can't you see that all things work together for good? Why on earth are you doubting? Why do you feel like you have no way out? Why are you at a loss mentally? Don't you know that all these truths, right? Don't feel those things, is what I would say to myself. But how refreshing that you've got the King of Israel saying, we don't know what to do, but I'm looking at you, God. And you've got the Apostle Paul saying, I am at a complete mental loss. I'm at a dead end. I've gone through the maze and I've got to a dead end and I have no way out. I don't know what to do. And these two statements come with that wonderful expression or word, but our eyes are on you. But we will not be driven to despair. Despair meaning to be without hope. And so when we look at the world today, and I have to be so careful about reading the news because frankly, it's just too much what's going on, constant barrage of information. And like I've said before, you're tossed around on the open ocean without an anchor if you spend too much time reading about what the world's doing and not paying attention to what God's saying. And in this climate, this expression that keeps getting used, this climate of uncertainty we're in, with people not knowing if they're going to uni or coming out uni and not knowing if they have jobs, or not being able to get married, or do I send my children to school, or do I have a job again? Will I come off furlough? It's okay to be feeling those feelings of being perplexed, of being at a complete mental loss, of having seemingly no way out, because as a Christian we will not be driven to despair, because we have a hope that is eternal, a hope that regardless of the situation that we find ourselves in, endures all things. We have Jesus who is in complete control of our situation. He knows the hairs on our head. He knows when we wake up and when we lie down. He hears every utterance that comes out of our mouth, and he cares for you deeply cares for you, and he cares for the situation you are in. And he offers you as a Christian a hope that the world doesn't have. The world doesn't have that but statement. The world is perplexed and driven to despair. Or using that passage from Chronicles, the world doesn't know what to do, full stop. We have this paradox given to us that we are in the world and we agree with them on that first statement, but we have these wonderful, wonderful truths. And, that's just been so encouraging to me, and I really hope that's encouraging to some of you, and thoroughly look forward to seeing you all soon. God bless, guys. Bye.